Welcome back to Endangered Species Spotlight. This week we're talking about the Arroyo Toad. This is the Arroyo Toad. It is native to a few small areas in California in the US and Baja California in Mexico. It gets its name, the Arroyo Toad, from kind of the habitat where it is found in arroyos, also known as washes, which are kind of dry riverbeds and streams that most of the time have no water in them except during the rainy season where it rains and then fills those empty basins with water. And that is the exact habitat where the Arroyo Toad is found. Now, it's kind of bordering the line between endangered and threatened. There is still kind of debate on whether or not to place it in the endangered or threatened category, but as of right now, I'm pretty sure it is classified as endangered. The current estimate puts the population at less than 3,000 individuals across the entire range where this toad is found. Now, the majority of the threats facing this toad does come from habitat loss, of destruction of the native habitat where it lives. These toads spend the dry season hibernating underground in mud and then emerging once the rain starts to come. So habitat loss affects both the hibernation and the active season of these toads, with destroying the riverbanks and developing the kind of land that it lives on for agriculture and roads and all of that. It's also at risk from the droughts that have been hitting the area in recent times, as well as introduced invasive predators, such as crayfish and bullfrogs, which feed on both the adult toads and the toad eggs, as well as accidental predation by domestic dogs. And since this toad is toxic and poisonous as well as nocturnal, that's a bit of a less of a threat, but it is still something affecting the toads. It's also affected by things like pollution and the alteration of the natural hydrology of the area due to things like dams. Now, there are quite a few conservation efforts going on to help this toad, including protection of the native habitat that it lives in. There are restoration projects going on to kind of bring back the native habitat, as well as protection of the current habitat, and just kind of cleaning up and restoring the area as a whole, which not only benefits the toad, but everything else living in the area. And those conservation efforts seem to be going well, so likely the Arroyo Toad will be formally moved from endangered back down to threatened, which is definitely a good thing.